Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to the Ripple Effect server. Today we have two things on the agenda to complete, the first of them being a natural swimming pool. I don't really know what that entails, but I have a notes page on my phone filled with ideas of what I want to put on this island, and that's been there from pretty much the very beginning. So I thought that'd be a fun little thing we could do to start off the episode, and then later on in the episode I want to make a super smelter because at the moment I'm sort of just placing my furnaces down in my storage room and distributing coal. It's a very messy process and I'd like to have a furnace rate I can actually continuously go to and not have to break and make it every single time I want to smelt like 2 stacks of glass. So yeah, we'll get to that later on in the episode, but for right now I want to do something with this swimming pool idea. So pretty much all I've got in my head at the moment is I want to do it over here. I might even still have a little scour around the island just to see if I can come up with anything, or see if anything springs some inspiration on me, but I do have a little idea for what I want to do over here. So that was a nice bit of rhyming. I'm going to sort of take out the bottom half of this hill and flatten it out horizontally, basically make like a tiny little cliff, and have the swimming pool in this kind of area, and then maybe we can have a waterfall coming out of the wall. I don't really know, but I'm going to get to doing this, I guess, and then I'll bring you back and see what sort of hole I've made. And there we go, done. Well, not done entirely. I've just sort of done the outer edge. I've taken out a fair bit of the hill, not much at all really. I do have to decorate it with some, I don't know, cobble and coarse dirt and stuff like that, make it look a little nicer than this, but I think this is a pretty good shape and size for the pool. Got a kind of natural feel to it, I guess. I still don't know really what I mean by that. Obviously we will go deeper than 1 block, but I'm going to get to that in just a little bit. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good size right there. Okie dokie, that is looking a little bit better. I've decorated the walls a little bit, nothing too fancy, just sort of like some mossy cobble and normal cobble and then some coarse dirt. I'll probably return in a little bit and try and do something else because it's a little bit boring out here at the moment. There's not really too much going on. But the pool is in place. Well, not the pool, the hole where the water is going to go. And make all this concrete, hard concrete, because there was no point in converting it before. But yeah, I just wanted to show you the actual pool before I flood it. So we've got a shallow end, a medium depth, I don't know, and then the deep end. So I thought that was just a nice little feature right there. And this hole here, my plan is to have some sort of waterfall coming out of it to show that the water's coming from somewhere. It's got to have a source. So I'm going to have a think of what I actually want to put in this hole because I got some ideas, but I need to pick which one I want to do. So toasty, so warm. It's very nice inside of this pool. It is in fact a hot springs. I had 2 ideas of what I wanted to do inside here. The first of them being just a normal swimming pool, but we've already got one of them outside, so we don't need another one. And we're doing the hot springs this way, I get the natural element that I've been so desperately searching for. So it's pretty much just a cave filled with water. It's nothing too special to look at, but got stuck then, that was weird. The fire is actually causing me a little bit of lag just because of the particles that are flowing up. I did originally place fire on every single block, which was a horrible mistake and nearly made me crash. But that is how we're getting the particle effects, which adds everything to it. It would be just a normal pool if I didn't have them, so it is important. And back here we have what every hot springs needs. A little bar with a mini fridge at the back, a drink here ready to be served, hand washing station I guess, and a place to make the drinks, I don't really know. We do have this little dude though, who is offering us something. I think I gave him an instant health potion maybe. But we do need to give him a head because that stick isn't really doing it for me. So who, I wonder, is going to be the lucky server member to have the honor of being trapped in this little space for the rest of their life? Well, that goes to... Try to do it quickly without looking. Oh my god. Okay, that did not go as planned. It's Duds. And it is most certainly not because he is the only head that I have remaining. It is because I think Duds would make a great barman. And it's actually... how do I do this? Hello? I'm still getting a bit of lag. I haven't gotten around to... Oh, Lord. Okay. I haven't gotten around to breaking the sheep or killing the sheep in the sheep farm. So yeah, it's been a little bit of a pain to try and make this. I will do it eventually, I just need more wool. So yeah, there's another minion to add to the collection. Hopefully Little Duds enjoys the rest of eternity, trapped in there, serving drinks all his life. Goodbye, Duds. Yeah, so that's the hot springs. The entrance, I'm a little iffy on. I don't really like it too much, but I don't really know what else I could do differently. I filled up the swimming pool here, so obviously that's looking a lot better. And I do want to add a couple more things out here. Not really sure what they are, apart from one thing, which is an absolute necessity to every swimming pool ever, and that is a diving board. I'm kind of tempted to have it up really high, but I think that might look a bit terrible, so we'll probably end up just doing it somewhere on the ground level. Sadly, we only have a beginner's level diving board. I did try placing one on the top here, but it didn't look too fantastic, so we've just gone and stuck it on the ground level. I don't really know what else I could do to make it look more like a diving board. I'd say it does its job. I can dive. That's really all it's needed for. Underneath the water here, we have some ladders. And I honestly don't know if these are a good addition or not. Because, I mean, they make sense. Because pools have ladders. You need to get in and out of them. But they stand out a bit too much because they're wood. And nothing else around here is wood. So you'll have to let me know whether you prefer the pool with ladders or without ladders. I'm going to leave them for now, just for the pure reason of it makes sense. And we've also got some sun loungers and umbrellas here. They're kind of tiny, kind of cute. But yeah, that is the pool done. The outside swimming pool of tepid water and the inside nice and toasty hot springs. Well, this is a rather disappointing sight to behold. This beautiful, colourful sheep farm, at least its usefulness, lasted an entire, I wouldn't even say an entire episode, more like half an episode. Yeah, I've killed off most of the sheep, left 4. Have I got 4 left? Yes, I have. But the good news is, I am back up to pretty much full bars all of the time. We're down to 4 at the moment, but that is honestly just exceptional. I'm lagging nowhere near as much. It is fantastic. Magoo actually mentioned in my last episode that it's probably the combination of the fact that I'm near an ocean and 1.13 oceans are just lag central, and the sheep farm basically just tipped it off over the edge. And yeah, so we're going to stay away from entities like this and not bother, because this sheep farm is entirely redundant now, but I do have lots and lots of wool. I can't actually remember how much I've got. It's been a while since I AFK'd. Yeah, we got plenty. Like, see, I can just open these chests without having to wait several seconds in between. Why? Oh, that's from the slaughter. I will take that. Yeah, so not as much lag anymore. Playing on the server is just so much more enjoyable now. It is wonderful. Anyways, we are going to go ahead and start the second part of this episode, that being the super smelter, and I have already begun. I've placed in the entire thing. Just didn't want to talk about it while I'm trying to build it, because my mind does not work while I try and do that, so I'm just going to talk about it now. This is Cubfan's design. I've altered it slightly in the shape of, I've basically just made it go round instead of in a straight line. I've got 64 furnaces here. Hopefully I don't regret that, and hopefully it isn't too many. I don't imagine it would be, because if I have, say, 8 stacks of sand to smelt up, that'll be that'll be 8. Yes, that'll be 8 sand per furnace, which means only 1 piece of coal will get used up. So that actually works really well. I don't think it'll be too many, but it was 2 stacks of hoppers, which has used up all of my iron supplies pretty much, apart from what I used for a beacon. So hopefully I don't live to regret it, but I'm sure I won't. Pretty much this hopper here is the one that goes, I'll just send it on its way, might as well, and goes and collects all these smelted items. This one right here is where I would put my sand or whatever it is, and then this is the fuel. I will get to why there is a hopper just placed above it in a bit. We'll do that later. But yeah, flick this lever and they go on their merry way all the way around and eventually come back. Hey, stop. There we go. That one will just go forever. That's why it was in the corner there. But yeah, at the moment it's looking a little bland, so I'm going to put a cover on this thing and hopefully it'll look a lot better. Before I show you the updated smelter room, I just want to mention a quick thing that I've done here on the middle platform for all of our farms. I've added in these item frames on the 3 farms that we've done so far, just so that when I come down the chute, I don't have to spin around several hundred degrees to try and find which hole I want to go into. So yeah, this is a very helpful feature. I was meant to do it right from the very beginning, but I guess I just forgot. I don't really know. This tunnel design sort of cave looking thing we're doing here, this one right here and the one for the wool farm in that direction, I think that's the one, it turned out a lot nicer than the creeper farm. I don't really know how I messed the creeper farm up so much, at least the tunnel going towards it. I think I just made it way too uniform, and there's something weird about the ceiling. This one is just horrible to look at. There's too much torches as well. Yeah, it's nasty, but the other two, the wool farm, I say wool farm, what's left of it anyway, the room with 4 sheep inside, and the super smelter tunnel are looking a lot nicer and a lot cavier, and it's not really a word, but yeah, it's definitely an improvement from the first design that we came up with. This is the room. Lots of brick going on. We've got some normal brick, some stone brick, and nether brick, forgot what it was called then. The floor, we've got some sort of like, I don't know what you would call this, natural looking floor cavey type thing. I've tried to do this in a certain way because the blocks that we've used in the tunnel are andesite, cobble, stone and gravel. So what I've tried to do is have those 4 blocks nearer the center and have them less frequently used further away we get. And the vice versa with the andesite and the stone brick. They're more common on the sides than in the middle. I don't know, that's a very minute feature that probably wouldn't even go noticed if I didn't say anything, but yeah, it just adds a little something maybe, I don't really know. Oh yeah, let me show you this actually. This is the control panel, and this is where the fuel will go. So pretty much I will chuck coal or whatever fuel source we end up using in the future. Maybe we'll make a kelp farm eventually, but I have plenty of coal, that's no worries. So we chuck this in here, it goes up a bubble column and into the minecart chest behind this one, and then I flip this lever and then both go around and yeah, distribute it all. Now you're probably noticing that it looks pretty dark in here, and that's for a good reason, because when the furnaces are actually on smelting stuff, it has a pretty cool effect. So let's go get some blocks and I can actually show you what that looks like. Now, one issue with this farm that I have discovered far too late is that I can no longer smelt in multiples of 8, meaning that I can't just shove 8 stacks of something that I want to smelt into the minecart chest and only use up 1 piece of coal. That is because when something goes in here, I've just got a bunch of raw cod to smelt up. It takes, I think it's 10 seconds to go all the way across. And by the time the minecart's put something in this hopper, goes all the way round and all the way back, far more than 10 seconds have passed. So that means that we can only use up or only smelt 6 stacks of stuff at a time with only using 1 piece of coal. It's not really the end of the world. It's only missing out on like 2 for every piece of coal, which actually probably would add up quite a lot over time. But it's not a big enough thing for me to redesign everything. I don't really care that much. It just means we'll have to smelt stuff in multiples of 6, which isn't a huge deal. But let's shove our raw cod in. I think we have enough. We have 5 in every furnace, right? Yes. Okay, so to do this, we need, let's just send this one on its way. This one, I've already explained this, but goes around and collects it up from the bottom. And then we send this one, and it goes around from the top, and it lights up. Oh yeah, I was meant to show this. This was the whole point. Quickly. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, it basically just lights up the entire room, and you can probably actually tell what's going on now. But I do actually want to time this and just see how long it takes us to get 6 stacks of cod. At the moment I have no idea what that time was. I'm sure I'll put it somewhere on the screen during the edit, but we can obviously shorten that time down by quite a significant amount by simply taking the items out of the minecart hopper, because I think the items going from the minecart hopper to the chest is what takes about half of the time. So that's obviously what I do for a smaller amount of items, but just gives you a general idea of how fast it is, I guess. But we need to fuel the entire thing, and there is a structure behind this door that will help me do that. A giant block of coal, or a giant cube rectangle thing. I don't know what it is. It's a giant tower of coal, and I want you guys, if you want to, you can guess along with me. I'm probably gonna guess in my head how many coal pieces we're gonna get here. With a Fortune 3 pick, it is, I think, 7. Oh yeah, I wrote down on a sign over here. I think it's 7 by 7, but oh, okay, well, 7 by 7 by something to get this number of coal blocks. So yeah, if you want to use that to make your guess a little more educated, feel free to do so, but I'm gonna break all of this down, and it is probably gonna take me a while. 20 minutes later, the entire tower has been fully broken down into little coal pieces, and I am now 5,357 coal pieces richer, which isn't actually that far off what my guess was in my head. I thought we'd get just a little over 2 pieces of coal for each block, so I guessed just over 5,000, which, I mean, I'm like 300 blocks out, but yeah, I think this is enough coal to keep the furnace running for a little while. There is just one last thing I want to do in today's episode, and that is stock my store up a little and see if we've made any sales. I know we've sold some firework rockets. Carl told me that he bought some in my last episode in the comments. Yep, there we go. 1 diamond, already absolutely flourishing in profits. No gunpowder sold, getting a little bit of lag, that's always nice. My connection still isn't perfect, I don't know what's going on with it. No gunpowder sales. Ooh, bit of wool sales, very nice. What did I charge for that? 1 diamond per 3 stacks. I must have not filled it up equally. Okay, 4 diamonds. Didn't fill that one up. Didn't fill that one up. And no coloured wool dyed, or no dyed wool sold. That's okay though. I'm really just here to restock some firework rockets because I didn't really fill them up too much. So, yeah. Okay, that's why I don't do things on camera, because I make silly mistakes like that. Okay, and there we go. Okay, I will do this in a second before I mess something else up. But yeah, thank you guys ever so much for watching this episode. That is going to be it for now. I hope you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.